look, well, not a quick look. I actually want to dive in and write some code. Marco very kindly started a merge request for me to add a service, a mutation to set user namespace commit emails. It's a bit of a mouthful. The user namespace commit emails, the idea is that you're going to be able to configure an email for, say, your company's group, and maybe an email, maybe you contribute to the GitLab ecosystem. So you can set your personal email to be your commit email for the GitLab ecosystem, your work email to be the commit email for your work. And maybe you want to set your default commit email to be something private for all other projects. So yeah, we've got some of the foundations in place, the tables, and updated some types to be able to expose some of that information. But the next thing we need to be able to do is actually to create the records to insert them in the first place. So Marco very kindly put the initial MR together, and I started to tweak it, I rebased it, and then started to tweak it. But I've kind of realized some, what do you want to call it, caveats, some gotchas, some frustrations with that approach. Primarily because I did a commit amend rather than just doing a new commit. I think that's because I did the rebase, but I should have really done the rebase, amended the commit, force pushed, and then started working on it and done additional commits. But I fell into a bit of a trap because the conflicts that came up when I did the rebase, I sort of started fixing those and basically got a bit carried away. So it's not easy for me to do a diff from your commit to my kind of what I've currently got. So I'm probably going to just do one against master.
Okay.
Oh, that's not working either, which means I've probably updated again since then. Right. So I'm going to kind of have the original diff up, so I can kind of hopefully call out any things that I see that I'm like, oh yeah, I changed that. So
okay,
just move some windows around a little bit so I can hopefully see lots of stuff on the screen at the same time. Okay, so sidebar. Okay, so this is the mutation. So one of the debates, so I haven't finished working with this yet. One of the debates that I'm having is around this. I'm really confused.
Yes.
Because I thought, I'm sure I've made changes to this, but this looks like I'm seeing, this doesn't look any different to your, let me just go a bit further down just to, yeah, I'm really confused. Definitely made some changes.
You have one local commit. Maybe that's...
Oh, maybe I did.
No.
No, that's just, yeah. It's because I've amended your commit and haven't pushed it. So that's all it's saying. But I'm pretty confused. Maybe I gave up. But I definitely made some changes in here.
I remember you asking me about changing the name of the mutation.
Okay, I don't remember that myself. So what I was tackling with. So let's just yeah, let's just attack it fresh. And if I find that I've made some changes, great. If not, it doesn't really matter. So the first thing is that we've got some fun and games because of the fact that we're sort of giving them the option at the moment of either assuming that the currently logged in user is the one trying to update their namespace commit emails,
Yes.
or if it's provided to use the user ID that's provided. So one of my first thoughts was, let's keep this simple, let's be boring, and let's do one or the other.
Yeah.
I think I was going down the making the user ID required. And the reason for that is because it's, I guess, the more flexible, the more powerful of the two options, albeit that 99% of the time, I think we're going to be doing it for the current user.
Yeah.
If we do, like, yeah, this will basically support more use cases. So yeah, it's a little more effort on the consumer to provide the user ID, but it shouldn't be a big drama, right?
To be honest, if we are going for an MVC, I think that the first thing that we will enable users to do is to set their own namespace commit email. So I don't think that we need user ID. We could just use the current user, and later on, if we want to expand, we can add the user ID parameter. That would be not required, so it wouldn't be a breaking change.
Yeah. Let me just think. I'm just thinking that this is no extra work.
Okay.
But it's more powerful, if that makes sense. So
yeah, that's true.
So that's why I was thinking of going with this as the default. The only thing that I'm debating is whether we're better off providing the user ID, the global type, or the username. I think that what this gives us is the ability to use the authorized find.
Yes and no.
I think I know maybe where you're going, because I then started to look to see that we actually want to authorized find three things almost here. We want to authorize find the namespace, the email, and the user.
Yeah.
So I guess that if we limited it to the current user, it would do away with that complication, because we would no longer need to do an authorized find on them, right?
Yeah, but we still need two different authorized find. So we actually can't use authorized find because that's only working for one resource.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's as nice as it would be to use authorized find, we might be able to, avoid. I'm trying to think what we do for something like contact or organization. So, what would it be? GraphQL, mutation, organization, create. So we do an authorized find on the group.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but that's the only thing that's important here, isn't it? Yeah, there's only one thing that's... no, contact is what I'm looking for, because the contact, you need to have permission to the group and to the no, because the organization lives in the group.
Yeah.
No, that's right. That's right. I think. Let me just check it. So we do an authorized find on the group, but then in the create service, we have to check that the organizer, if you're passing in an organization, that they belong. Oh, we're actually doing that validation in the model, I think. Oh, no, maybe it's in the base service. We'll get there eventually. Organization. Here you go. Yeah. So we're doing a check essentially to say if you pass in an organization when you try and create a contact, we check that the organizations group matches the group where you're trying to create the contact. Okay. So I feel like within the service we could check that the email that you're trying to associate belongs to the user. I think we could do that inside the service.
Yeah, but that would not be using the permissions.
We don't need to. If the user has the permission to set namespace emails for the user, then they have permission to access all of the emails for the user.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So let me try and start sort of putting some of this into play. So we think that path of least resistance, get rid of the user ID.
Yeah.
So we've got the current user, so we don't need to do any of that. I do wonder if there's a way that we can say this endpoint's only available to logged in users, but I guess we'll figure that out. Raise. Load if user or how you do like no idea, but so then yeah, namespace. So we want to look at a service. That's not what I wanted. That's mutation. So authorize find, and we need a find object that's like that. So find. So realistically, it's just now namespace ID. Namespace, yeah, cool. Authorize find or exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, way I understand it, this would either throw an error if I don't think it could ever be nil, right?
No, that's just a check that was inside the authorized find. I took the code from there.
Perfect. So the email bit we can then move into the service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Third entry. Okay.
So we need to somewhere in here do something like let's come back to that in a second. I just want to check the flow of this now.
Yeah.
So we're passing current user, the namespace, so the email.
Yeah, we can pass in the email ID and then search the email inside the service.
So again, I want to have a look what we do for CRM, just because I'm not sure how happy I am with a service which I don't feel is specifically for GraphQL doing GraphQL stuff.
Okay.
So I just want to remind myself, create service and base service.
Okay, we could still search for the email on the GraphQL mutation and provide it to the service, and the service will make the check. Okay.
Yeah. I think that might. I'm just trying to understand. So organization. So we pass an organization ID in. So do I convert it? I don't think I.
Honestly speaking, I think that providing the ID to the service might be more flexible because it's easier for you to have the ID than the actual object.
It is, but what I'm just trying to understand how this one works. So the organization ID is global, so it is a GraphQL ID, global type.
Oh, okay. So okay. Maybe I know what you're going for.
I think this might be how it does it. Yeah, so this converts. Yeah. So
you're converting the GraphQL global ID to the actual model ID.
Exactly. So namespace is that. Email ID, model ID, and then just pass the email ID.
Or you could pass it.
Doesn't need that anymore, I guess.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know whether line length is okay now or if it's still a bit long. We'll see. See if it complains, right?
It should be fine.
So we change the definition to a current user. Don't know whether to call it user or current user or whether it really matters. Let's keep it as current user.
Yeah, because that's, the logic to switch between current user and user if provided is inside the service too.
Cool. So should I get rid of target, or I could keep it for now? Can
Yeah, I mean, if we want to put this back, it would be just adding the GraphQL argument and fixing the target user in here.
Although, no, do you know what? It'd be easy to add it back in, so I'm going to remove it because I can see what the reviewer or the maintainer is going to say already. They're like, we don't add stuff on the basis that we might or we might, So, error. So can current user admin email address current user. So arguably we don't need to do this check anymore. That's any problem if we do get rid of. That's why I'm going to undo. I'm going to change my mind. Just because, I don't want to get rid of all of this, but we won't need to do the check if the current user and the target user are the same. Then we know that they can admin their own.
Well, at this point, is it worth adding the user back in on the GraphQL mutation too?
No, because then I can't use the authorize find.
Okay, that's fair.
But let's do this. Let's do this for now. Yeah. So you can see the use case. Yeah. Cool. So namespace now. Yeah, so GraphQL will prevent that, but if we're calling this service from another mechanism, it's worth us doing that check, right?
Yeah.
What I might be tempted to do is move these into methods themselves, but that's fine. Email, find email. Oh, wow.
Where is... Find email.
It's not a base service.
I don't remember.
Right, this is something, I think this is where I have made a change. So I'm just going to have a look back at your code quickly and see. I think I know what I did and why. Yeah, so you had existing namespace commit email equals target user dot. No, you had, yes, you were using the namespace commit email and you create a find by user and namespace method.
Okay.
So I've changed that. So email, find email. Not sure where you were getting the email from though. So email.
Oh, because I was getting the email from the on the mutation.
Now gotcha. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So, question is, I don't know what it's called for you to do in where. Like, I shouldn't be. I don't think I should be finding the email here. Should I just be storing the ID? Do you think?
Well, we only use the ID, so. Oh no, we need to get the email to check that the email belongs to the user.
Then we'd do that down here, I think. So
yeah. So we still need to fetch the email.
So this is a question where we could do it one of two ways. As we, yeah. Because if we find it by ID,
yeah,
then is it just I can't even remember now. Then that'll always find it if it's a valid ID. We then have to do the check.
Yes.
It'd be something like email.user.
Well, you have email ID could not be specified.
But that's what I was thinking. The other alternative is to do something. I presume we've got like current user dot emails dot where the email ID, and then if nothing's come back, sure what you do. Fine, might work actually.
There's a difference though, because if you do it like that, you could provide a valid email ID, but you wouldn't find it on the user emails.
Yeah.
And we can't return if the email is nil, because the case when the email is nil is when you want to remove the namespace email.
Okay, so providing a nil, but that would be a nil email ID, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So
only we could check for
well, could we? I don't know if we should do that here, kind of like if email ID dot nil else, and then we sort of do some stuff down here, if you know what I mean. So we'd move. So that would be in there.
Okay, but then you have to move the existing namespace commit email up above.
Probably wrap some of this in a method, in fairness, but we're getting quite nesty, I guess, aren't we?
Yeah. You have to move the existing namespace commit email outside the if. But after that check.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Never remember the syntax.
I guess we can remove some nesting if we do return, remove namespace commit ID if email ID is nil. You know the inline if.
So you mean?
Yeah.
But you're saying actually return like that?
Yeah, because that method is returning the data used by the mutation.
Okay.
If I remember.
Then we can get rid of that.
And the same could be done in here.
Then that becomes if. Indent. Very confused. So remove. But I guess we should have a check as well that this isn't, because if this is nil, then what's the point, right?
Oh yeah, that was.
So I think it should
my
be
original
more...
code. I think that I made sure that if you don't have an existing namespace commit email, I make sure that you provide an email.
Don't think there's a check in there.
I don't.
Is it down in the method? Remove. I'm wondering.
I don't remember.
I thought it'd be in here, maybe.
No, let me go to my original MR because I don't remember.
I've got it up on the other screen. I can't.
Oh, no worries. I'm going. So.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, when we call. No, we don't actually. I'm really confused. Yeah, if existing namespace commit email is nil, then we try and create it.
And the check is inside there.
Inside it, exactly. Okay. Rabbit holes.
Yeah.
So, okay, I need to go back to here. So, if they can't do this, there's no point at all. If there's no namespace, there's no point at all, right? Then we try and get the existing one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I see what you're saying. So we then want to say, if there's not an existing one, we know we need to create one, and the create will do the check. Otherwise, if there is, we need to update.
Oh, we later will have to update the create namespace commit email to pass in the email because we're fetching it outside now.
Okay.
Oh no, we can move the.
Yeah, oh no, we can. Yeah, we can do that inside there, though, couldn't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Although, but then we got create and update that would both be doing the same thing. So we probably are better
Well, we could always try to search for the email, then the right, based on the method, they will do what they need.
So do you mean pass
the email to create? And
yeah.
if the email is nil, then we throw an error. And the update also needs, no, it doesn't need one. Well, we can check inside the email if email ID is nil.
Yeah, so we don't. It's just where makes it more readable, where makes the code more readable, if that makes sense. And I think it's nice to have like a lot of the logic up here, up front, rather than having to dive into all of the private methods to understand what gets called when.
Yeah.
So if that's nil, then we want to create. So can we do it else if that is nil? I think this is basically what you had before. Yeah, it is. This is what you had before anyway. Then we want to remove else. Right, so how are we looking? So you've not got a user, or the user's not allowed, no good. Namespace isn't populated, you know, good. So now we see what's the email that you're trying to set.
Will it work if defined by if email ID is nil, or will it throw some question?
I will double check now. Active record. I know you can't see my browser, but there's a few different methods. I think find by will return finds the first record, and if no record is found, returns nil. So yeah, that will work.
Yeah, it's not whether or not it will return nil. It's more what will it do if the provided ID is nil.
I'm pretty sure it'll return. I suppose we're saying what you're potentially saying. Can I?
Yeah.
Do? I don't know though. Will that make? I don't know if that will make that not defined, because is that saying only define this if it's?
Yeah.
So I don't know if we need to actually do.
We can try.
Yeah, true. Okay. Existing namespace committee. We'll write some specs in a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great way to start breaking it. So, okay, so create and remove. So email.
No, we don't need the email in here.
Oh yeah. Sorry, remove. Destroy success. Email. So create is where we need it.
Yeah.
And we got the check in there, so that's fine. So I think we prefer I got flagged on this recently.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
But we'll see what happens. And then if not, error, return that, otherwise success. Yeah, that seems good. And then update, we need to pass new email in as well.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we could just update. And that one, again, I'm going to try doing that. success. So this is only called if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
But you're only displaying that message if there's an error in the...
Yeah, if there's no error provided.
Oh, you're just a generic. Okay, good. Gotcha. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I feel like we can write some good specs from that little lot. And I'm sure find a few little holes in our...
Did we write any spec on my original MR?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, maybe because there were too many missing pieces to...
Yeah, I think as well. I asked for a favor, and you did me a big favor by getting me started. So it's been a while since I don't know what the easiest way to. So we decided this is in the user space. I don't know if it's easier to do it this way or not. So specs, services, yeah. Users. So users doesn't exist yet. Can I create a file when the folder doesn't exist?
You can from the UI. I don't know from there.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can. User set B set namespace. Email service.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, it looks like it. Probably a mistake with it, but hey ho. So, oh no, it's put it.
Services, users. Yeah, that's missing a folder.
Well, it's not when I hover over it. Oh no, it's fine.
Oh.
The folder does exist. I don't know why it didn't come up when I used autocomplete a minute ago. Right. So now we cheat and just still. Is this what you normally do?
Oh no, I do worse. I copied the whole file.
Ah, beautiful. I'll probably regret not having done that in a minute. So, yeah, I never get why the indentation doesn't. I'm sure when I'm staring at it, it's like, well, no, there's definitely a problem if it's not automatically doing indentation and that. So next with user. Now we've got to remember what they're called. So current user. Should we do happy path first? Yeah, maybe we could try some happy paths. So, yeah, so they're all going to be with no target user param. So they've got a current user. Yes, a happy path context. We're going to end up with right crazy. So, yeah, we're going to have to do some shared examples here, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we'll sort of say something, we'll cheat for a minute and say it removes adds. It should still be contexts as well, but I'm just going to try cheating for the minute. So we'll do a nice let B for the current user. group. This is where it gets a little bit confusing because we want a group and a project, right?
Yeah, because we can set it on at the root group and the project.
That's a good point. We didn't do anything to do with root groups, did we? Although that check happens in the model, so maybe we don't need to.
Yeah, well, we provide a namespace in here, so it shouldn't matter if it's a group or a project, or if it's root group or not.
But we only support root groups, don't we? So we should do a check probably. So, just want to try and get a working. So let's create a group and a user.
And then email.
Just still that. Yeah, I guess. And I need to do some association as well. What's the easiest way to... I think I can do that. They don't need to be an owner, really, do they? No, I'll need to move all this around at some point. I'll probably have a group without permissions and a group with permissions. And then, yeah, you send email.
Do we have a factory for the email?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not going to be able to use let it be's here, am I?
Maybe not for the email.
Yeah, I'm better off doing that inside. I get a bit confused though, because if we've got a let it be for the user, does that not mean when we're creating emails against the user that they'll remain attached?
Oh. Yeah.
I'm just going to go back to this for now. Right. So group, user, email. So we're just going to check that. So it's this.new users be what described.
And you have to update the described class because it's
good point. Set namespace. So user the
namespace, email, and then nothing in this case.
Email, nothing. So the best way to no, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to check that.
Well, we get the new namespace commit email back. So that should not be returning nil and not returning an error.
Expect email.
Oh, now that I think about it, it's not the namespace commit email. You get a payload with the namespace commit email inside it.
Gotcha, gotcha. So that will expect. I'm sure there's a success and expect.
Let me time.
Payload. I'm not sure if access dot payload or if I need to use it, access it like a hash. Just see if that completely explodes.
Subject.payload, yes. It is expected to be success. Yeah, you have the be success, and then you can access the payload. Oh, the payload will never be nil. You have to get the namespace commit email from that with brackets. Yeah.
There really should be a tool to generate these tests, right?
Yeah, that would save so much time.
Because we're just working backward. Like all I'm going to do is follow all of these branches, right? All of this conditional logic and try and test each branch.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Right. So one pass is quite good.
Email must be provided.
So I'm interested. Oh no, it ran free.
Oh yeah, because we're providing the email ID, not the email.
Awesome. So email.id. So it's interesting these both return success.
Oh, nice.
That's an easy test to write, hey?
And we still have a failure. Yeah, that drives me nuts when I run specs and it's not included.
User profile. Users. It smells a bit fishy to me that there's only one that is called users. User profile, user management.
I think user management might be.
User profile 134. 19. Let's go with user profile.
Well, does it really matter?
Probably not. Just shuts it up though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, email must be provided.
Again?
So again, we'll just pop a nice little binding.pry. So that happens in here. So it's trying to find this bit. So we'll pop it in here. Try and understand how it does that. Okay, so let's just check email. Whoops.
Q? Yeah.
There in the end. Okay.
Why is that? Oh.
That is why. That's why we write tests.
Yeah, basically. Why my cats always want to fight when I'm on stream.
They want some of the action.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Nice. Awesome. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting job, writing lots of specs for that.
Yeah, that's the hard part, or the time-consuming part.
Yeah. Let's go back to, so returning this we should be able to do now, right? But again, until we start writing specs, I suppose I could just use GraphQL Explorer, but seeing as I'm not sharing that screen, yeah, there's not much. Yeah. So this is, I need to remind myself how all of this works again, because yeah, that's right. So this has to match this.
Yeah.
That matches what's there. Yeah, awesome. Cool. We're looking, so we're missing the authorize, aren't we?
Yeah.
Remember the exact. Let's have a look at. Just nice to be able to sit down and hash this out. So I appreciate you sitting with me while I, yeah.
Well, I started the MR, so.
You get the credit, right, once it gets through. We're working on that, all right? We're working on that.
No, the credit goes for who write the specs, because that's the most difficult part.
Right, so authorize that. So do that, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I think that's gonna, so we're just going to take, oh yeah, so we'll pass in the current user. For now, we'll just do that.
Okay.
But then we'd expect that to, so again, I'm half tempted. I know we're a bit late starting. Are you still all right for time, or have you got to shoot now? Or?
I still have 10, 15 minutes.
Cool. What I'd like, if it's okay with you, is just to write, again, similar spec to what we've done here.
For the GraphQL.
Exactly, just to make sure at a very, very high level that it's working. Awesome. So I might write a request spec, because I know everyone seems to be suggesting that they're more important. And we can do some basic mutations, a basic mutation spec maybe at some point, but the request specs seem to be more favored these days.
Yeah.
So GraphQL request.
You can also look at create time logs, because
like that.
Time.
I got that slightly wrong.
Oh, maybe I didn't put the request in the name.
Well, the folder's called requests, I think, but it might be requests and then GraphQL rather than GraphQL and then requests.
Maybe.
There you go. Beautiful. So we'll do code spec slash GraphQL. I can't. Oh, slash API. GraphQL slash users. And we will, even though we don't want, we probably are going to want a reasonable amount.
Yeah. User group for sure, project no, milestone no, issue no, time params.
That is interesting. So, yeah, okay. Yours is getting data, is it? Or is this, was it a mutation or?
I actually thought you were talking about a different thing. I didn't write this one.
I might look for another one that's specifically a mutation spec.
Yeah.
Set something. Let's just take something simple.
Those mutation. I will have to go back to my MR and change it.
I can't remember what one I went with now.
User profile.
I did. Cool. Setting jar status of a merge request. Setting status. GraphQL helper, current user, create a user. We don't need a merge request. We will need a project, but I might start with a group. Create an email as well. Right, mutation variables are our namespace ID. Group. I can't remember what it is now. I've done it recently. To GraphQL ID or something. Doesn't look like it. Where have I done it? Global ID. Huh.
Yeah, not having IntelliSense is not fun.
Yeah. Although I know we've been playing around with adding it to like what's it called? Triage ops and a few bits and pieces, and I actually found without it, I still got quite a lot of IntelliSense. So I don't.
Yeah, because you don't have the type. You know the group is a group, but you don't know the type of that variable.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I see what you're saying. So then. Face ID and email ID. Yeah, cool. Awesome. So, yeah, these are all so confusing, aren't they? The way that, you use camel case in one place, Pascal case in one place, under snake case in one place. I think it's probably this one, but changed to.
Yeah.
Variables dot merge input. Okay, so that's allowing me to pass stuff in, but I'm not mutation variables. So I'm just going to remove that for a minute. Oh, no, let's just so it doesn't explode and it's easy for me to update it. I have no idea what this means. So we just want namespace commit email. ID. No. If email is type email and we have to then get email.email. Well, let's just start with that. Errors. Response. It's not project group. So get rid of all of that. So we've got one that says sets current user to a new user, and that should return an error. So if the user no, that would be a GraphQL error, wouldn't it? I'm more interested in what that do. From Ireland, who might that be? Current user. Let's say success, expect mutation response. God, so explicitly get it to fail, so it will spit out what comes back. Yeah, let's start with that. Watch it explode. Where's the actual?
Oh.
It's funny how over time, I've probably completely misinterpreted that, but over time you start to understand a little bit more. So initially I would have been like, what, Neil? What? Hash? Who?
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So actually returned an
500. Nice.
and that was on the first one, right? Oh no, it was on the second one, but it's just executed them in the reverse order for some reason. No worries.
Okay.
So it's saying wrong number of arguments. I think that's maybe this, is it?
Yeah, maybe.
Do we reference? We do reference namespace ID. So I think in the past, do we actually reference? Yeah, I don't know how I've go back if I haven't closed it. I must have closed it. There's something interesting that I noticed. Yeah, so I've only ever done it like this.
Yeah.
But I see the benefit of the way you've done it, where you've kind of like extracted them out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But what's it? So it's saying given 1 expected 0. So I don't think that is
given 1 expected 0.
I don't think that's talking about this, is it?
Yes. Response. PostgreSQL mutation.
But that's the message that's coming back. So we can't actually see where it happens because this is a request spec. This is where the mutation spec would probably actually help.
Yeah. PostgreSQL. Either that or
I might try changing that just to see what happens. I don't think it'll make any difference.
Yeah, it will break later on, but we can see if that's the problem at least.
That's the only place it's used, right?
Yeah, no, that would work. No. Oh, almost up time, unfortunately.
No, that's no worries at all. You've been super helpful. Same problem.
Yeah.
It's given us more detail here. Sorry, I missed that. Cool. So find object ID, author as find.
Wow.
So I think it's just changing that to that.
Yeah, but I don't know why sometimes it works with the column and sometimes not.
I think you. Yeah, I don't know. Out of interest, when you're doing your C#, do you tend to use named arguments or?
Only if I need to. I'm more used to writing C++ where you don't have named argument.
Gotcha. Yeah, we found if you're naming variables really obviously, it's maybe not such an issue, but it helps for two reasons. One, when you just see someone passing like true or false to something, and you're like, well, what you, and the other one is where you can often mess stuff up where you like reorder parameters or so it can make it's even more type safe, if that makes sense.
It's argument safe.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. I think we've made more progress. So namespace commit email. I think it's this one that's complaining. So I attempted to just go to that. See what that. So is it that's nil or is it that's nil? I guess, but I can start sort of putting binding prion or doing a.
Did you use the all GraphQL fields for?
I didn't.
Oh no, but you're including the ID. Okay, no, I missed that.
Yeah, I did that explicitly for now, but so it looks like it's bringing back a nil. So I'm probably better off just.
Good old binding.pry.
Absolutely, and see what the response or mutation response is. So yeah, let's try mutation response.
Oh.
Resource you're attempting does not exist, or you don't have permission.
Oh.
So
why is it passing the success? Oh no.
This is our, the whole fun between top level errors and that is to do with that. I think. Well, kind of, but even no, not really. So sweet.
The resource doesn't exist, so maybe it's not working. The find.
I think
the authorized find might be wrong.
Yeah, let's see how far we're getting.
In the last 2 minutes that I've got.
Yeah, absolutely. But I need to check my calendar, but I might try and
Finish this off.
I don't think finish is possible, but I think definitely spend another sort of hour or so working on it.
Yeah.
What I don't know is if this is the successful one. Oh no, yeah, because I should never get there. Although, yeah, I don't quite know. Right, so we've got down to this. But this looks like it's...
So it's the authorized find.
Yeah.
Could you run it again and check the args?
Yeah, I think I can still...
Namespace ID.
Do you think it's because that needs to accept group and project? Yeah. Should I be?
It shouldn't, because group is derived from namespace. Oh, and also the error should be slightly different, I think.
Yeah, it does look like it's an unauthorized.
Yeah, it's checking for the authorization. Does the user have the authorization?
Maybe not, but they should do. So, what's the object? Maybe there is no. No, the object's the namespace. Yeah, that's probably why, isn't it? This. Yeah.
That should be read namespace.
Yeah.
Or read group. I don't know.
Hopefully, there's a read namespace there.
Yeah, I saw another one. Oh, that's user namespace. No, group policy. Yeah.
So we need to add. Yeah. We need to add that permission to the. What's the word I'm looking for? Add that permission to project policy potentially as well.
Yes.
Unless they both derive from. That's it.
No, they don't both derive from namespace, because project has a field that's project namespace, and that's derived from namespace. And that also has an ongoing bug for a few months.
Yeah, was it during time logs that we encountered?
Yeah.
I can't remember. There was a sort of factory or a spec or something that was causing a bit of
the project namespace isn't always in sync with the project.
Email ID, that's a different error, so that's good, right?
Yeah.
It's because I'm not doing namespace we found, current user we've found, looking much more promising.
At least it should now only fail the test and not break the resolve.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay, that's sort of working.
Yeah, no, that's really awesome. Really appreciate that.
No worries.
Thank you for sitting through the half reminding ourselves where it was, what it was doing, tweaking it, and then half writing specs. But yeah, that should get me well on my way.
Yeah, no worries. Now you have the hard part.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great afternoon, and I'm sure we'll catch up later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Marco. Take care.
Bye. Take care.